Little Victory Sports Cards here, and today I have a fun crack out reveal video, and I love making these videos because it really puts me to the test and it puts the grading companies to the test. And let me tell you, the grades are going to shock you. I finally got the cards back from Beckett. They took a long time grading. I think it was nearly 4 months. Okay, so what I did was, if you know me, I love grading through PSA. But you know, the grades aren't always consistent, and you're gonna get grades that are lower than what you wanted. So usually what I do, like on the mint 9s that look like gem 10s that truly I felt like were gem 10s, I would keep, and same with the 8s or below. And then down the road I would crack them out and resend to another grading company or back to PSA. But in this video, in this case, I sent in about 20 cards, all graded PSA 8 or worse, to Beckett, BGS. So I cracked them out of the PSA and sent them to Beckett, BGS. And honestly, my goal was 100% bump. You know, I was hoping the 8s would get 9.5s and so on. And let me tell you, the grades are going to shock you. So watch this full video. I think you'll be entertained, and I think it'll have you really reanalyzing your thoughts on certain grading companies and the whole grading process, and just, you know, the grade discrepancies between grading companies. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you haven't already, I made a pre-evaluation prediction video. I filmed it, man, back in December. So right before I sent the cards off to Beckett. And I just posted it a couple days ago, so it'll be on the previous video to this. If you have time, watch that before. I think it'll make this video even more entertaining. But if not, you should be able to enjoy this video and have fun watching. Thanks.
First off, I want to quickly nip this in the butt so no one will get too huffy in the comments. I contacted PSA Set Registry, and I'm going to go ahead and send these back, all the used, cracked out PSA certs, and I'm just going to stick them in an envelope and send them back to PSA, and then they can deactivate it, and it won't affect the population reports, and it won't have any adverse effects on the hobby. All right, well, let's waste no more time. Let's do this. All right, here we go. First one up was that Mike Evans Mini, numbered out of 14. PSA graded an 8, and I thought Beckett would grade it a 9.5. Let's see what it got. 9.5. So I was correct on this one. I think this is an accurate grade. There it is. Good looking card. Numbered out of 14. 13 out of 14. Good start. Next up was that 2012 Fletcher Cox Silver Prism. PSA gave it an 8. It had a few surface scratches, so I thought Beckett would give it a 9. And it got a 9. So, accurate on this one. I agree with Beckett's grade here. It's a cool looking card of a future Hall of Famer right there. All right, next one up was that Caron Butler Gold Refractor out of 99 that PSA gave a 5. All I noticed was a little factory kind of dimple on the back. PSA hammered it. My hope and pre-grade with Beckett was a 9.5. Honestly, I thought it could get a 9.5. So it got a 9.5. Is that not the biggest grade discrepancy bump ever? A 5 to a 9.5? That's insane. The surface was flawless. The centering was amazing, 50-50. All I saw, there was this tiny little kind of circular factory imprint, which didn't, you know, detract from the card's overall appearance. So I was shocked when PSA gave this a 5. And my being shocked was warranted, because it is a 9.5. It really is a gem mint card. There you go. All right, let's keep going. That was insane to me. All right, next up was the 2020 Jamal Murray. This is the green disco out of Select, and these ones are numbered out of 5. PSA gave it an 8. I thought Beckett would give it a 9.5. It looked nice. I'm not sure what PSA saw, and it got a 9.5. That's a good looking card in this BGS holder. There it is, numbered out of 5. Very happy with that one. All right, next up is the Chipper Jones 1993 SP foil. These are extremely condition sensitive, but this was one of the nicest copies I've seen, and I graded it a long time ago, and PSA gave it an 8. I said Beckett would give it a 9. It got a 9.5. This one might be one of the biggest price increases, value added in the order. Very happy with this one. It's extremely hard to get a 9.5 on these SPs. There was just, it was pretty much flawless, other than one touch of white. See that on the corner? So I figured Beckett would give it a, you know, because they grade on subgrades, the corners would give a 9 and everything else would be 9.5s. And usually there's white on these backs, but there wasn't. It's just a good looking card. I think, you know, I would have been okay if it was just a 9, but it got there, so I'm good with it for sure. 9.5 stack. All right, this Warren Moon. PSA gave it a 7. It was nicer than that, in my opinion. I put it more closer to an 8 or a 9, and I said Beckett would give it an 8.5. So let's see what it got him. 8.5, so accurate. I think Beckett's being consistent and accurate so far. This is an 8.5 card, I'm thinking. All right. Next up was the, if you watched my pre-evaluation video, this is the card I damaged cracking out. I don't damage a lot of cards, but it got pinched, just a little pinch, a little surface indent on the back of the card, thankfully. Before I damaged it, I thought it had a shot at a 9 or a 9.5 with Beckett, but after that, I put it at like an 8. So let's see what it gave it. 8.5. So I'm actually really happy with that grade. It is a good looking card. Number out of 25, rookie auto for Kyrie. See if you can see the kind of, there was one little mark, it was right here that I created. But still a nice looking card, and we're still on track so far. 100% grade bumps going through Beckett. All right, next up was this Trae Young. Man, the prices on these have dropped substantially, but PSA gave it an 8, and I wasn't happy about that. It was at least a 9, if not a 10. So my pre-grade with Beckett, I thought they would give it a 9.5. I really did. Let's see what they gave it. They gave it a 9. So, you know, I'm okay with it. It's definitely still a grade bump, but I thought it would be a 9.5. It's a good looking card still. Hopefully Trae stuff will go up in value one day. All right, next up is this Mark McGuire. You know, Planet Metal die cut. PSA grades die cuts hard, but it looked amazing. And usually on die cuts, you know, it's the edges and the chipping that it's going to get you. And this card looked phenomenal. But, you know, it is a die cut, so I was a little cautious, conservative. So I put it at a Beckett 9. I thought they'd give it a 9. And it got a 9. So accurate. I think it's accurate. I was hoping for a 9.5. Wouldn't this card look amazing in that gold 9.5 label? But I'm okay with it. All right, next up was probably the most high-end card in the order. This is numbered out of 10. Jaylen Brown, rookie, next era, relics gold. You know, this card is it's had an adventure. I bought it as a BGS 9 raw. You know, the raw review. And I sent it to PSA, and they gave it an 8. But it looked nicer than that. It only had a touch of white on the back corner. So I wanted to see if Beckett would grade maybe a 9.5. I pre-graded it as a 9. And Beckett gave it a 9. So I'm good with this. It's in the real Beckett slab, so, and it's such a good looking card. Its only flaw was a little bit of white on the back, one of the corners. But, you know, it's come to the point where, do we even grade thick patch cards with PSA? It's always going to be 1 or 2 grades below what we think. So, you know, I recommend sending in thicker patch of cards to an SGC or Beckett. All right, that's one of my favorite cards in the order for sure. Next up is this Blast Furnace Michael Jordan. I thought it looked great. All these Metal Universe cards from 2021 are kind of condition sensitive. But I PSA gave an 8. I thought it was higher, to be honest. It's I thought Beckett would grade it a 9.5, and let's see what it gave it. An 8.5. So they are seeing something with this card. I'm not quite sure what, but it's still a 0.5 bump. Definitely didn't increase the value, but I don't know. I think there's something I'm missing about this card. All right, 8.5. All right, here's same from the 2021 metal. This is the Devonta Smith Red Precious Metal Gems. Very condition sensitive. PSA, I thought undergraded it. They gave an 8. I thought it was at least a 9. So the Beckett, I thought they would give it a 9. And let's see what it got. Got a 9. Aren't these nice looking cards? I love that kind of red shine to them. Just numbered out of 150. Great wide receiver for the Eagles. All right, next up was this 1999 Finest Compliments. It's Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs. This one's a little more rare because it's a double refractor. Sometimes they just have the refractor on one of the players, and this one is both. So PSA gave an 8. I thought it was at least closer to a 9. I pre-graded it. Beckett would give it a 9, and I said Beckett would give it a 9.5. Well, let's see. It got a 9. So I wish this one would have been a great looking card in that 9.5 holder, but I'm not angry. I'll take a 9. All right, next up is this Diggs Topps Chrome X-Fractor. PSA gave an 8. I thought, man, it looked at least like a 9 or a 9.5. I just wasn't sure about the X-Fractor lines. Sometimes they really get you. I just was conservative and said Beckett would give it a 9. And it got a... Got a 9.5. Love it. 9.5 on the Diggs. All right, let's keep going. 9.5 stack. This actually was one of my favorite cards growing up. I loved the look of it. It's the Pacific Marquee Prisms Gold Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was one of my guys I collected growing up. They undergraded. PSA gave an 8. I thought it was closer to a 9 or a 10. So I thought Beckett would give it a 9.5. And they gave it a 9.5. This might be my second favorite card in the order. For nostalgia reasons, and look how good it looks in that slab. Alright, next up is this Roquan Smith. This card I probably shouldn't have graded either time. It's just doesn't have a ton of value, but for whatever reason, I graded it with PSA and they gave it an 8, and I was just angry at that. So, figured I'd give it a shot with Beckett. I figured they would give it a 9.5 for sure. Yeah, there you go. 9.5. I don't know what PSA saw. I really don't. 9.5. Next up is this Tua Red, White, and Blue Prism Rookie. PSA gave it an 8. Man, it was centered up. Not one surface scratch. Back corners look pretty good. I thought Beckett would give it a 9.5. See what he got. 9.5. You got there. There we go. 9.5 stacks more than the 9s so far. Got some 8.5s though. All right, this card I regret sending into PSA. I should have just kept it. It's a really cool card. It's one of those thick. If you hold it, it's heavy. That thick metal gold standard. It's Damian Lillard, kind of his XRC because his main rookies were 2012. and then PSA just hammered it. It came with a coating. I peeled off the coating, and the surface had just factory kind of lines down the middle. I think common to all of them, all of the cards. So I give my shot with Beckett. I think I said they would give it a 9, and let's see what it got. It got the 9 I was hoping for. Not picking up on that shine to it. It's such a cool card. There you go, a little bit there. See that? There. Love this card. I'm a Blazer fan. I'm sad they kind of fell out of the race and give it up. But that's okay. There's always next year. This one is the Zion. I just thought this card was closer to a 9. I know that these Court Kings are often condition sensitive. PSA gave it an 8, and it got a 9. So that's right where I put it at. I had a little bit of white on the back corner, so accurate grade there. All right, this card was that 2002 Ed Reed rookie card, and I was just shocked. PSA gave it a 6, and I didn't see it at all. It wasn't a 6. I thought maybe they just made a mistake slabbing it, grading it. So my pre-grade with Beckett was a 9.5, and it got a 9.5. Another drastic jump, 6 to a 9.5. 9.5. I mean, wow. It was a cool looking card. All right, hopefully I added some value there. Here's a Ray Lewis. I just like the look of this card. Out of Ultimate, they're numbered out of 275, I believe. PSA gave it an 8, and I thought Beckett would grade 9.5. Got a 9. So it wasn't the 9.5 I wanted, but still higher. And the last card, I'm happy they graded it. It's the Z-Force Kobe rookie. It looked amazing, but when I sent it to PSA, it came back min size, and they just didn't grade it. But, you know, if you send it to different companies, or even PSA on another day, it still could pass. Min size just means it's factory cut just a tiny bit smaller. But Beckett slabbed it, and I'm happy. I was hoping if they slabbed it, it would be a 9.5, but I'm okay with that. These are very condition sensitive on the back. It's a nice looking copy though. So you got the 9. And finally, this card wasn't a crack out in any sort of way, but I wanted to get it slabbed because it was nice. You guys know booklets are notorious for condition sensitivity. And you know, they fold it. It's not great eye appeal if they're not open. The booklet's open and slabbed. So I think booklets look amazing slabbed, and this one didn't disappoint. I was hoping for a 9.5. It looked that good, but it got a 9. But I'm okay with it. I really am. It's Kyrie Anthony Davis, numbered at a 10. Dual auto Jordan Brand Classic from Black. You know, they're both going to be Hall of Famers one day. Having a dual auto of 2 Hall of Famers is never a bad thing. So, it looks like 100% of the cards got grade bumps. So I'm very happy with that. And it looks like my performance was pretty solid. It was 14 out of 22. So around 65% prediction rate, which is really good, I think. You know, what I thought Becca would give it, and they did. But yeah, the 100% grade bump, you can't beat that. But, you know, there's a lot to unpack in this video, and I'll just say a few things about that. So for those who may be kind of against cracking out cards, you know, I want you to know I don't prefer to crack out cards. I don't want to, you know, but if they just get the grade right, I won't have to crack it. But I hope this video shows why people do crack out cards. I mean, look at the grade discrepancies between the grading companies. And, you know, it's your card. You own it, so cracking out should be your freedom to do so. But yeah, back to the difference. There's obviously such a big difference in the grading companies. And, you know, after making this video, if I had to tell you which one I thought was more accurate in this particular situation, I would say Beckett. But the main thing I gather from these results are that, and you've probably heard this before, is to buy the card, not the grade.
So grading companies have proven to be inconsistent, and they all grade on a different scale. So if you honestly feel your card has been undergraded, know that you don't have to live with that grade. Keep it. Don't sell it and crack it out later. But at the same time, you are spending your hard-earned money, and grading, it isn't cheap, especially nowadays. So you should be getting the correct grade on your card, but we've found that you haven't been getting that correct grade. So you guys know I'm a huge supporter of PSA, but I'm noticing a lot of inconsistency with them lately, and I think it's just the new graders they had to hire. It makes sense that SGC and Beckett are going to be a little more consistent. So, when you think about it, PSA grades 9 to 10 times the amount of cards as the other grading companies. So obviously PSA needs a lot more graders, and these new graders need more experience under their belt. As simple as that. And these new graders need more grade compatibility training with the veteran graders, I think. We just got to get them on that same page. But I'm still a fan of PSA. I'm a fan of SGC and Beckett. I just love grading cards. I love all the aspects. I just like highlighting different topics I feel that is important and that will potentially better the hobby in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for the support as always. Hope you all have a great day.